believe that it's important that throughout your career you connect the dots. What I mean by this is that no matter what employer you have or where you go or what position you start at, let's say it's IT support, that you do a good job there, you grow it, you continue to grow as an individual, you continue to make the place better and leave it better than you found it. And then you try to connect that opportunity with your future opportunities. Barring if you had any falling outs or burning bridges. I'm not a huge fan of burning bridges. I like to make opportunities and create bridges between these opportunities. I'll give one example of the first company I worked for full time was a managed service provider. And what they did is we were basically a small, really fast-paced team that was supporting multiple small and medium-sized businesses and pretty much all their IT needs. And, I stayed there for several years and then moved on to teaching. Once I started teaching, what I did is ultimately started building or connecting the dots. So my students who were getting to the point where they were really good at IT stuff, building Active Directory, supporting Active Directory, creating users, writing scripts, building networks, and just troubleshooting IT support level things. I would recommend them to my former employer. In my former employer, I had left a good impression there, so they actually started reaching out to me and asking, "Hey, do you have any students or do you know anybody that would be good for this role?" And I ended up becoming almost like a talent provider for my former employer. And so I want you to understand that throughout your career, as you develop skills and build relationships, that it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm done with them, I've moved on and we've burned that bridge, but that you can build a bridge where you redefine your relationship with that past employer or those individuals or that team to the point where you can create opportunities at a higher level for not just yourself, but other people in the process. And, I believe that, God works in mysterious ways in that sense, that these situations, we should always strive for win-win situations. When you're talking about a situation where you're creating job opportunities for people at a place that you used to work, then there's a win-win there because you got the relationship, you got the knowledge that you built up, they got experience, and they got a unique opportunity because you paved the way for them. I do believe there's pathways that we can create. Not that there's just one way of doing something and breaking in or getting to a certain job, but that we ourselves are way makers in that when we go through the process of, finding new jobs, we're doing it in a way that maybe it hasn't been done that exact way before, but we could also walk in the footsteps of other people in the path that they made. So if you sort of trailblazed and you were a waymaker, you created a path, you blazed a trail for people that, it wasn't already there, but you made it. So understand that in your career, it's really not just about you. It's also about opportunities that you're creating and pathways that you're making for other people. The way you represent yourself, the way the quality of the work you do, your honesty and your integrity and the trust building, it does ultimately create opportunities for other people, but it can have the reversed effect too. Like I'm going to use myself as an example. Let's say I went to one employer and I wasn't trustworthy. I just damaged relationships everywhere and I didn't do a great job. Then, my name wouldn't be respected there. Right. And you just have to understand that, I know some people say, well, I don't really care what people think about me, but your reputation does matter. This doesn't mean you have to be fake and, act like someone you're not. I wouldn't recommend that you establish yourself in such a way, but I would say that, you're going to have a reputation, right? And you are in control of that reputation. So when you go in, do a great job. And my biggest thing is make sure you're doing quality work in whatever position you're in. Be honest. You're gonna make mistakes. Mistakes happen to everybody. I promise you, we all make them. But try your best, be trustworthy, and you're gonna create opportunities for other people. And it might even eventually build up. In the way that compound interest works, your career, if you build it in this way and you're connecting the dots and building bridges, eventually you might get to this point where you've got a business opportunity. You've got so many great contacts and relationships that you should start your own business. And now you can start looking at how you can offer services to place people in jobs or to offer your services. And, people will recommend you because your reputation precedes you. So let me know what you think in the comments about that. How many of y'all have connected the dots? And tell us a story for people that kind of are just starting in their career. Hey, until next time, keep learning.